Howdy, folks. Welcome back to Workers and Resources. It's episode 17, and we're just now starting to farm. 17, man. Woo! Went a pretty long time without farming, didn't I? But we got a whole bunch of fields out here. This is the first year we're going to get going on this, and we're going to have some bio waste delivered to this point momentarily, probably. I don't know. Picking up pretty much where we left off. It's March 7th. We're going to see tractors heading out to the fields. And they're choosing to do the big fields first. Is that what we want to have happen? So I chose the medium fields before the big ones. And I actually think I have too many mediums. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. I don't think I need to have this many medium fields, to be honest. It probably should just be all big fields, but whatever. We got a couple of mediums. The idea behind the medium and large is that they work one medium field and they have enough fuel to reach a large field before they have to refuel. And if they can get to a field with even 1 milliliter, okay, of fuel in their tank, they will work that entire field before having to refuel, which means it saves you a lot of time. You kind of get it for free, right? As far as like the fuel usage goes, because they use like say 80% of their fuel here. They spend another 19% getting over to their next destination, and then they will spend the entire time working this with 0 in their tank before then they go and refuel. That's why you do it. Unfortunately though, because I did all the excavation work in here, it kind of ruined the soil's fertility. So there's not a lot of fertility here. And this is directly tied to your yield. So you can't just get all the crops you normally be able to do before, right? Now this has 100%, over 100%. I'm not sure exactly why it's going over 100%, but here it is, right? And so because the farm has auto search on and it's gonna find these ones, it looks like it's gonna skip the medium ones since their fertility is too low. That's what it says. Has low fertility. So I'm just going to let them go, and maybe over the course of like a year or two, these ones will recover enough. Today, what I'd like to do, first and foremost, is I would like to figure out why this vehicle isn't moving, because I didn't hit the button. No wonder all the farming equipment had got a late start. There you go. Next thing, let's take a look at the research really quick. University. So, end of the last video, we discovered edification. And we broadcasted the commands of edification, and trash sorting, automatic trash sorting, was broadcasted to all of our citizens, okay? So now people are sorting their own trash. Brilliant. That means we can make compost a lot easier now without needing to sort the mixed waste first. However, we still have a lot of research to go. And I'm kind of torn between going from energy from waste, which is going to allow us to get an incinerator and burn trash. But in order to really burn it, well, I need to separate it first. I need to know what I can burn and what I can't burn. And so it might actually be necessary to set up a little trash operation over here just to kind of keep this under control before the main scrap assortment is done over here, because this is going to take a very long time and a lot of resources, and I don't have the money for it. So I think we should look at the possibility today of setting up some kind of scrapping system, and it might be a good idea to do that right here. So I think I'm going to cancel this and this and this. I'm going to cancel these, which of course requires demolition, right? So the demo office will, one of these demo offices is going to go over and do that, right? And of course, I can't reach this because I just deleted the road. So we have to allow them to have this road. Okay, so let's give them the road back. And I think we're going to create a separation here. I guess I didn't want to do it, but it's just filling up so fast, man. Everything is just, it needs to happen. And so over here, we're going to have like a little trash sorting operation. And we're going to see like, metal scrap. We're going to have to store metal scrap. We're going to have to store all sorts of stuff we're going to have to try and store here. So probably won't be building a fourth one. I don't think so. I don't know if we're going to need a fourth one. We may not even need a third one. It might even be in our best interest to just set up, you know, like to get rid of this and then say, hey, if you want to have another coal processor, you can always do it over here, and then just route it around or whatever. Because most likely this stuff is all in the way for me getting a conveyor belt over here anyway. So I think I'm actually going to abandon having these plans, which is going to save me some steel in the long run on that side. So that's good. And all is not for naught, okay? Because we have this power area. Power area? That's what I said. Yep, power area. This. It's like stuck over here. Well, I mean, it's going to be able to reach anything we establish over here to provide power for it. So we already have the power set up here. We already have a bus stop that should be able to reach over here, I think, especially with upgraded roads, right? This is asphalt pathing, which is good. So it gets us all the way over to this point at least. So I think there's a good case to be made that a sorting facility here, right, connected to these three, pulls in all the mixed waste, and we can send it out to all sorts of different places once it's cleared out. So let's let the demolition office take care of that. And of course, they'll be generating construction waste and mixed waste, which the mixed waste, hey, what do you know? It's just going to go right there anyway. There's actually a little bit of metal scrap that'll go here too. And they actually don't have a place to put metal scrap. So why don't we design... well, they can't design it, can they? We need a place for metal scrap. Let's tell them to place metal scrap to the border for now. It's a long way away, but we're just going to tell them to bring it to the border for now. And it's not very much either, right? So these guys are busy. And we'll say metal scrap goes to the Charlemagne dump. No, it doesn't. It goes here. We don't have a place for metal scrap. And we're going to set up something over there today, okay? Now, while they're doing that, and while farming is happening, okay, all that's happening, it looks to me like we've got heat. It just says that it's got a maximum power drain and too much capacity and all that stuff, but I just don't get why this would be overloaded when this thing, sorry, here is 51% and covering everything. You know, I mean, it should cover that prison. I have no idea why it isn't. But it's, you know, it's covering everything. And it says it's at 51% capacity. But this one is at 153%. So it looks like I built it too small. We'll see if it matters, because these tanks are full. You know, they're warm, right? We have the temperature scale over here, and it is warm. Despite it being 15C, it is clearly over that. So it may not be too big of a deal, but we're probably going to have to look at getting another one pretty soon even then. So I may end up tearing this down. And, well, I mean, I have to redo the whole pipe because it's a small pipe and a large pipe. So, but in hindsight, should have done this. Should have put the big one here instead of the small one. All right, is what it is. But given that, all we're doing is missing warders now. So why don't we up the number of workers that are allowed to be here? And then once that's done, we can go ahead and turn on the police and the courthouse, and we can have this be a high priority for everyone. Okay? High priority for all. There we go. Okay. So construction offices can get on that. Now, there's not a whole lot for the dumpers to do, and I'd like the dumpers to get started with asphalt if possible. That'd be great. Before we do that, let's take a quick look at this truck that is bringing... it looks like it has asphalt on board already. There's a truck that's bringing asphalt here. It's almost here. Very good. So what I'd like to do with this is we're going to alter your route, and instead of having you go directly to the asphalt plant, which is both further and more intrusive to my trucks, we're going to have you drop it off into this tank instead. So just unload bitumen, wait until unloaded, and take this one away. So now you are going to go to this storage tank instead, and we should see our fellow communist citizen here make his way in his super efficient truck in this glorious regime with his non-existent radio and his non-existent television Not yet, anyway. And we're going to get you into here. Now, it says there's no power supply here. And that's got me with question marks. Why? No way. I mean, does it need it? The power supply helps for loading, but I don't think it does anything for unloading. Let's keep an eye on this, actually. I want to take a look at this, see what it does. Does it need power to quickly unload? Because, to be honest, I don't really care if this truck is slow. It's the only one in this route. And if I speed up time here, it is definitely slow to unload. But, again, it doesn't really matter. We don't have to buy it much anyway. But now that we're getting a good supply of bitumen connected through here, it's time to start upgrading roads. And I think a really good road to start with would be this big stretch right here. I want to get everybody's going to shift over and use this side instead. And so what we want to do is we want to find where can we, I think from just here to here, right? This whole big stretch right here can be upgraded. It'd be kind of cool if we could incorporate, yeah, if we can incorporate all the way up to here instead. So maybe I get rid of this road and then we can get rid of this point, hopefully. That's going to be a really difficult point to get rid of. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to game this out. So right there. So we need to move this point all the way up. That didn't work. I can get rid of this one. I guess that works. But I can't get rid of that one yet. Because see, there's a lot of vehicles on there. And so getting rid of these waypoints, I really do wish that these waypoints, it probably has something to do with how... Okay, hold on. What's going on here? Got lots of notices. Heating plant stops production. Check power. Power's at 0. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna switch this to import, so I don't have to deal with it right now. And we'll work out the worker shortage with power in a bit. But we're gonna switch back to having imported power to pick up the slack, just for a little bit here. Now, you might think that this isn't worth it, trying to like get rid of these little points and stuff, and you might be right, but by getting rid of these points, I can make one big project instead of many little ones, and oftentimes that leads to having things done quicker. However, with a really busy road like this, I think this might actually be futile. I think this might actually be a waste of my time. I might actually be making it worse, not better. I mean, holy crap, man. Can I just get rid of this? Thank you. I think I might be making it worse, not better.
A few hours later.
Oh, good. I think I got it. It took a little bit, but I managed to get lucky because this guy came in to refuel instead of keep going, and so I got this whole thing now. So I got this stuff. I would disconnect this, but I have a hard time deleting these tiny little patches, and I kind of want to keep that anyway as a turnaround point. So we're going to hold off on that, but I think I just got it to where this whole stretch is one road, right? There you go. So this is now one big asphalt project, and my trucks can get on this too. It's 268 tons of asphalt, 357 tons of gravel, but all of that stuff is stuff that we're gonna make. Now, I mean, of course, we can't do it completely because of bitumen, but we're gonna make it, okay? So let me go back over here really quick. I know, like, you're supposed to be researching, but the pros of this is if I'm not researching, more professors are teaching students, which leads to having more professors. So it's not a waste of time to not have research going because I want to have more professors. I need more high-educated people, and so every time I divert professors over to research, it makes it very difficult to get more professors into the future. So again, not a problem to just leave it sit for a little bit. And I think I am going to do that because I haven't quite made up my mind on what I'd like to do. Although I will say chemistry would save me a lot of money. And I'm kind of looking at money right now, right? We're trying to look at the budget and see what we can fix here. Okay, bought a lot of farm vehicles in early March, so that's a big hit. But we would be profitable had we not. Why is there foreign manpower? 1971. We should not be having foreign manpower. I've missed something. We have police. I want to get cars too. I'm only have 12,000 bucks, so I'm gonna have to. I think cheap police cars are probably fine. 80 kilometers an hour. You know, maybe we can get. These are so cheap, but they only go 80. I do want things that go faster. But, I mean, we're probably going to replace these things later anyway, right? I think we go cheap for now. So, we'll get police staff in and start working that. And then they're almost done with the courthouse too. We need to find... I need to figure out where this foreign labor is coming from. Give me a second to take a look here. This construction office can go. This one is empty. It can go. I can clean up these roads a little bit too, right? So just let me do some tidying and try to figure out where this foreign labor is coming from, and I'll be right back. I'm going to take a loan here too. We're going to get to 0, and I have to. So just so I show it on camera, we're going to go with a loan, and we're going to say $1 million. Let's do 980. And then we'll just go 912 146. There we go. So give me a little bit of a breather there. And then we're not buying any steel anymore. We're not buying mechanical components anymore. You know, like we have to build things. So I'm gonna just let them do steel for real quick. Let them load like say three truckloads of steel, and that's it. So unclick it and then let it go. All right. Let me try to track down where this foreign labor is coming from, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're actually still hiring this one bus. I forgot about this bus. We're still hiring this one bus to go out to the border to bring people to the coal mines. That's where this foreign labor is coming from. And that's honestly probably the only reason why I've had enough coal ore to keep this thing moving with this power. I think 1,700 per... Was it 1,700, like 1,420 per month last month, and then this month is bigger. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but if I take a look at my imports, it doesn't show foreign labor here. So what I need to see is the exports for power exceeding the cost of foreign labor, and indeed it is at the moment. We are able to export enough to satisfy that, but man, would it be nice to not have to do that. I think though, since power exports do exceed the foreign labor, it is technically profitable to do this. If I look at last month, power wasn't that way. So it's kind of a toss-up, but since it was winter, so I turned it on imports to keep it safe and everything. So that might be why. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow this single bus to exist. We're going to keep that little bit of foreign labor as a cost because it is helping me achieve the goal of keeping coal running. I simply need enough workers to be in this facility to keep the power running. That part is a little more challenging. Let's go 20 here. And then I am going to, real quick, let me see what the cost of foreign labor is. Current market price for foreign labor is $13.32. It's getting more expensive every year, of course. I'm going to allow that to exist for now. We've got work crews on this asphalt road. That's going to be brilliant once done. And let's take a look over here at the demo. Demolition seems okay. They're clearing this away. It does take, you know, these garbage trucks have to get over here, and they have construction waste. So they pull into here to clear the garbage that's connected to it. So this is where their access point is for this, which means we don't need this road anymore. And I can start looking at what it's going to take to set this in. I think the first thing I need to do to make this work for me is I need to level this terrain. So I need this terrain to be bigger out this way to give me a little bit more room in this area to work with here. So we're gonna say we level this all out. And let me just get the terrain markers. I think that's still acceptable. Yeah. We're gonna bring it all the way out. I think probably this far because we're gonna need some extra space. There we go, about like this. All right, I think that's going to be an adequate amount of space, I think. So as soon as these guys clear this out, right, construction waste has a spot, and it's over here. How much is there? Not enough to get this building going. When this construction waste gets to be fairly full, we'll go ahead and activate our gravel recycling, and that'll be pretty nice to get into. I think I'm also going to go ahead and demolish this. I don't believe that will be necessary, and we can also probably get that road deleted because that's also not necessary. Okay, so with these things out of here, or at least very close to being out of here, let's talk about my waste processing, waste separating endeavors here. We're going to place this to where, I guess I'm going to have to go about like this. Yeah. We're going to place this on an angle so that I can get all 3 of those connections on all 3 of these wastes and start pulling the stuff in. And once this building is online, we shouldn't have a problem anymore with just like drop-off points for this waste. However, we are going to need to move the various different types of waste that are in here into their own containers. Those types of waste, you can see them on the hover for general separation. We have mixed waste, of course, goes in the big garbage containers, but all of this stuff is already mixed waste, so we're already good there because those are in dumps. So we need aggregate for construction waste, metal scrap, and aluminum scrap. So 3 aggregate storages. Now that's challenging because there's only 2. Yeah, there's only 2 of those outputs right there for aggregate. And this is the part where I really need this building done. Scrap separation. I need this first so that I can pull all of the metal scrap out of the mixed waste first, send the rest on, and then allow the general separator to do the rest of it. That's what I really need, because metal scrap is going to be very valuable to me. That's going to be anyway a source, a big source for me to be able to get steel. Right? We're going to use this for steel. I'm going to say here is probably an acceptable position to start sifting through this. And then I think what we'll do instead is we're going to have 3 storages, aluminum, metal, and construction waste. And what we'll do is we're going to set up the aluminum and metal to be the outputs here. The construction waste will have a dedicated truck that will come over here, grab the construction waste out of this building, and bring it over to here. Since we already have an aggregate for construction waste, we'll use a garbage truck to move that from one place to another. That'll be how I get around this. The other type of waste that we can see that comes from this is plastic waste. That requires an open space storage, which is great because we can use one of these open space storages, which is expensive. Do I want a big one? That's an awful lot, man. But I kind of do want a big one because I have nowhere else to put it. It might be processing a lot of waste here, right? So we're going to put an open space storage over on this side, and that's going to be where we get our plastic waste from for now, okay? So we'll have this be right about here. Should be okay. Let's make this road. We're going to go gravel with this. And I'm going to actually go up. I don't know exactly where this road's going to be yet, so let's hold off on that. Bring this road out of here, and then let's take a look really quick at what we're going to do for our aggregates. So again, we want 2 aggregate storages for both of these. I think we need big ones because there's a lot of waste here, and this might be a little bit more permanent than I want to be. So let's plan ahead for that. We also don't know exactly where, once these aggregates fill up, what are we going to do then? We can't process anymore. We need to transfer it somewhere else. Can we sell scrap on the market? I haven't checked that yet. Scrap is sellable. It's actually sellable at 187 per ton. Is that accurate? We can also bring in hazardous waste, by the way. This is 1,200 per ton, but it's a negative, right? So it's a positive. So I believe you actually make money by bringing in hazardous waste. So if we could process hazardous waste, that'd be great. That's why my hazardous waste processing center is going right over here, so that we can bring it in from the border, okay? Now, again, some of you might think, well, why not get closer to the border? Because my people are right here, and I want this to all... this is my scrap area, right? Again, I plan for the future, like way far out, which is probably a mistake, and it's why I'm in so much debt. But being really close to this border just doesn't seem appealing to me when... One, it would just crowd a lot of traffic near the border, but also, like, how many YouTubers play this game, right? And you see this long-ass line at the border all the time, every single time you play the game, right? It's because you're really close to the border. If you spread out, you don't have this problem as much, although you will use a lot more fuel and resources. I am, however, not having this problem as much because I have a second border connection, and that is definitely helping. So I don't want to discount that. That is definitely helping. But I do think that bringing things in here closer to the resources, long term, this is going to be a better approach. This is not that far from the border, all right? I've had comments about this. This is not that far from the border. Certainly not restart worthy, at least not yet. That said, though, we are going to have things here. I am going to be working with things here, and I have a plan. It's just not anywhere near in my interest to do this yet. Although I do want to see something really quick. There's one thing I want to see. This is a lake that crosses the border. I'm going to have a question for you veteran players, okay? If you have a lake like this and it crosses the border, I guess my question is, can I import ships from this lake? Now you might say, why would you want to do that? They're trapped in the lake. Yes, I know. But can I do it? Is that possible? To import ships from this, right? So let's say I had again, veteran players, you guys probably know this stuff. Let's say I have a ship dock right here, okay? Now, outside map borders, but this isn't, right? So if I was to go, build this dock right here, would I be able to import ships to this dock because this body of water crosses here? Will it spawn ships here? Or is it one of those cases where I must have a river? It looks like maybe it has to make contact with this water outside. That might be the solution. It's not about crossing the border. It has to make contact with this. Is that how it is? Let me know down in the comments because I actually don't know that answer. But there's two ideas I have for the space over here. And one of them could be really cool if we can import ships on the lake. Just saying, it could be cool. I don't think it's gonna happen because I have a feeling now that I've looked at the differences that you have to make contact with that outside border water. But if you know, then let me know. Okay. So they're working on asphalt. We get that. There's no dumpers available, so that means we're not able to really start working on other roads just yet. I could line this up just so when you guys are done, you can go ahead and do this part. So I'm going to add this to the queue as well. Start getting stuff delivered there. And yeah, so let's take a look over here. We have our aggregate storages that we're going to need. Pause this really quick. Got a lot of stuff we're doing in this video. I'm sorry. If I'm really flighty and all over the place, it's just because there's a lot to do. It's just my style, man. It doesn't mesh with everybody, but you know what? You're just going to have to deal with it if you want to stick around for the long haul, okay? This one looks cool. Wait, nope. Here. I don't want to do the large one. So this is 34 tons of steel. We can get by with less steel and more concrete by using these other designs. And I kind of like this one. It's a little bit less. It's a little bit less steel than this one. Oh, but it's a lot more concrete though. Yeah, it's a lot more concrete. I mean, if you're going to spend that much concrete, you might as well go to this one and get an extra 500. But I don't think I want to do that. We're going to go, I guess I'll just go with the basic ones. So we're going to want 2 aggregate storages over here. And I think I'm going to make the roads be near each other. I need to go a little bit of space. Well, let's see. Maybe I can just put them next to each other like this. The trick here, though, is that you got to have the road go underneath it. So these are lifted up, which might help me, but I don't think so. I need the road to go underneath this, or if I don't have the road go underneath it, then at the very least, I need the roads to go all the way around it, which I could cope with that. I think that's probably fine. Let's actually put this really close, like this. It'll make it cheaper with the steel that's needed for that conveyor too. So we'll have one conveyor right here, and the other one will be right next to that, facing this way, like this. Like that. So plastic waste, metal scrap, aluminum, and then construction waste stays inside. We'll have it trucked away. And I think that's it. There might be biological waste we have to get rid of too, and we'll try to truck that away as well. And we'll probably have a couple of different garbage trucks. But I'm gonna get this going, because it's necessary. And we're going to do a asphalt footpath. And I'm pretty sure you can get there from here. But let's just to be sure, I want to go in and let's upgrade. Delete this walking path for a second. This whole thing is one big thing. Let's upgrade this walking path. And then it'll come all the way down. And then you'll get right into here. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Really? You're kidding me. No way. Okay. Yeah, okay. There just need to be a slightly different shape or whatever, but that works. And then based on that, can you get to the bus stop? You can, I think. This is the bus stop. Where? Where's the bus stop? I can't see it because it's one of those dirt ones. Right here. This is the bus stop. So once this is laid in, you should be able to reach that. 309. Okay. Which means people getting off this bus stop can work in the sorting facility, and then we'll get all that stuff going. All right. So next, we'll get the roads just so we can start construction. And we'll have dirt roads for now, just to start construction. This dirt road will go that way, and then the rest of these roads will come off of this one. And this one is going to go around like so. And, ooh, interesting. Like that. Now, one other thing I kind of wanted to try here. Probably should do asphalt here. Or not asphalt, but gravel here. But one thing I wanted to try is if I go and put in an aggregate loader. And this is for later. I just want to see if it'll work for later. I want a truck aggregate loading. You have two connections. Can both of these feed at the same time? I can get this one. If I do this without the roads, can I get the aggregate loader to hook up to both of these at the same time? I can. So I can go about like here with it. And then both of these can feed this. I'm going to not allow this construction to happen right now. But later on, when it comes time to move these resources out of here to a better place, maybe even to sell it, I don't know. Having this here is going to make things a lot faster. So I want that there for now. And then we'll go ahead and just change this road. Oop, cancel, change the road all the way to here. And change this road out like that. And we will change this to be wide out and about like that. Okay, so there's the roads. The last thing I have to do here, and then I think I'm pretty much done with this area, at least for now, is I won't need any heating here, but I will need to make sure that there's power connection. Or there's a power connection. So where is this? That's easily in. No, it's not in range, but this one should have been. This one's not in range. Oh, come on. There's no way that's not in range. No, there's just no way, man. 200 meters away? Yeah, 245. You can totally reach it. I'm on top of this. Yeah, this is exactly the point in the mouse where that's on. So that is absolutely connected. There's no reason to hook up another one. I can even go a little bit to the right of that, and it still hits. So that's got to be connected to power. Now, these things, maybe not. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why they're not, but they're not. Yeah, those two are. But that one, these two aren't. So I guess I'm just going to have to put more power in here anyway. Damn it. I'll just do it anyway. We'll put this here. Like that. And then let's get, I don't know, like a 1.2. I'm not sure how much power this place draws. 1.8 megawatts. So I think I'm good with a 1.2. But I'll give it a 1.5 just in case I'm wrong on that. We'll go with a 1.5. And tap into this side. We're going to go this way. And we'll go all the way this direction like that. And then over like so. All right. That gives me a power hookup for all the things to build. And we'll make this a high priority because I know you're going to take forever to do it with electrical components later. for which I probably don't have any of. Let's go ahead and check. Nope, last delivery overfilled this place, so cool. All right, let's let it run. That's what I gotta do. So this is a temporary scrapping solution. This stuff just accumulated way faster than I thought it would. I thought this was gonna be a little slower. Apparently these guys are just making a ton of waste, or to be more specific, 1,000 tons of waste. So definitely need that. Of course, we have these as fall-offs, temporary things. So if we run out of space in this before we can finish the separator, then we've got these two here we can start pumping into. I did fill this one up, so that one's going to be a pain in the ass. We could also get a truck to empty this and bring it over here. Just basic just basic garbage trucks to do that, right? We also have this. Oh, right. We need garbage for this because people will be here. So real quick, we'll go in and we'll say this is an industry building. So I think I'll have to have one of these. Well, have to is a bit of a... Have to might be a stretch, but should have. It looks like it's going to have to go here. Yeah, it's going to have to go here, which is fine. It's closer to the dumps anyway. So we'll real quick pull this back. And I'll put this right here next to this like that. And then we'll bring this power connection back across like this. Like that. All right. There we go. My goodness. So much stuff to do, right? No construction office have a path. Did I not do the roads? I didn't. I gotta do the... Oh, goodness. All right. All right. All right. Shoot. Oh, there we go. Got it. That was a close one. Whew. Real close call there. And connect. No, not connect. My bad. Don't do this. Not yet. You don't need to do that yet. But these you need to do, okay? All of these you need to do. Is there anything else I wanted to do in this video? I don't remember. We got police. They're investigating crimes. We're just missing police officers now, which, of course, probably because we have these guys dedicated to the hospital and the school, and I'm going to let them go where they want now at my own peril. I'm going to let you guys go wherever you want now, which should allow them to walk this way. I think they can reach it. Yep, lots of houses can reach the police office, the police department. We'll go ahead and pull you guys and let you guys do whatever you want to. And that should let more people come over here and work at the police station. And hopefully we get officers to investigate these crimes. There we go, police officers. From there, we have judges and court staff are going to be kind of flowing in over here. So that's going to be a thing. It looks to me like I did not get waste set up over here. Also didn't get the walking path here, so a lot less people can actually make it here. I need to get this walking path done. And I also want to get, I think, a little path through here as well. I don't think I need to connect these two places, but I want to allow this path because I think they can really get through there. This is all asphalt already up to this point, and I think I'll wait to make this asphalt if I'm even going to do it at all. But we'll have asphalt pathing through here too as we go, okay? And then this one needs done as well. I think that's everything I needed to take care of. So we have a crime system. Hopefully we figure them out. We have judges. Hopefully we can try them and convict them. And then we can have these guys, which have wardens, in here to watch any criminals that might come into here. And they have power, water. They have food. They have shelter. They have sewage. Okay. They have health services. They have fire coverage. All right. We're taking care of their garbage. We're taking care of their transportation. Their culture needs are being met. Okay? Look at this. Right? We're giving them alcohol. They have good clothing. And now, after giving them all of these things, we're now also giving them a criminal justice system. And we're not even done providing for these ungrateful... Like, seriously, do more work for me. Oh, goodness. Guys, I think this has been a somewhat productive episode, right? Somewhat productive. There is one thing I wanted to do, but I don't know if I have the time to do it. Should I just make this video really long and just have it done? I don't know. I mean, I guess this road is coming along pretty nicely. Look at that. See? And the dump trucks just keep flowing to this paver. Love it. One other thing I wanted to do before the end of this video is I wanted to take a look at oil and expanding upon it, because when we get to the point where we can, make our own fuel, we're going to want that, right? We're going to want to have, more oil coming in. I'm tempted by chemistry here, actually, because we are buying chemicals. And the more people that work in the fabric factory and things like that, the more chemicals we're going to need. But at the moment, our budget is fine, right? As long as I'm not buying vehicles, right? At the moment, our budget is fantastic. And this is what I wanted to stay this way. And so I'm hesitant to, start anything that doesn't get me to the goal that I have of dealing with waste, which at the moment we're going to need to import more resources to deal with this waste. So I kind of want to go down the waste tree still, and that includes being able to burn it for power. But metal scrap, I think, is ultimately where I want to go. More than anything, I think I want to go here, because this gets me the metal scraps that I require to start my setup of the scrap area over here, and then I can start selectively making buildings and start getting hazardous waste processing and take a look at my rails and all that stuff. But I need to be able to place these buildings, and I can't do that until I have the research done. So it's kind of up in the air. I'm not really sure what's the best to go for. For now, I'm just kind of letting it sit, because it gives me 17 professors. The more highly educated I have, the more students I can get in here, and my research should go way faster. So I do think there's merit in just sitting here for like a year, letting the budget cool itself down, letting the money flow in, right? Let's get rid of this debt just a little bit. Get more smart people, taking care of their health. 88% is great. 80% happiness is fantastic, especially since I'm not providing them with electronics anymore. I mean, they're buying them, but I'm not providing them anymore. They're not in storage. I guess there's 3 tons of... What? Oh, I had a bunch in here. Okay, so I had a bunch in here already, and then they've been slowly trickling them in. But without a lot of people, we're just going to go through the supply that I bought initially, which is good, because I bought them at a discount. They're more expensive now, and I don't have to buy them now, right? So I guess that's fine. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit, all right? I am. But real quick, let's take a look at this, and then we're going to end the video. It's going to be here. So there's oil over here, right? And I want to start getting this hooked up. And I also want to take a look at my rail and where it's going for bricks and get that routed over here too. So we're going to say that there is oil over on this side. We're not going to just say it. We know that there's oil on this side. And I think I'm going to leave this at 66, 67. Let's go like 67% here. We have other sources on this side I might want to grab. So let's say 35, 36, and then we'll have another one over here. So this is 50, 51, etc. And we might want to see if 52 is possible. It doesn't look like it. So 51 it is. We'll do about there. And then we have one more over here, and that gives us like 30. Can I get 30? Looks like 30% is the best I can do. 31. I saw 31 right here. Can I have 32? Hey, but if you have 32, can you have the 32? Going once, going twice, right here. Okay. So that gives me pretty much every single speck of oil in this area. That's pretty good spread. There's also a little bit here, right? As you see that this little thing is marking it. And I probably can have 2 of these to take this area, I think. Now, we have to be careful with this part, because these do produce 4 tons of pollution per year. So we're going to have city here, right? There's going to be people here, but I think the homes are going to be on this side. So I think they're going to be away from this. And it's only 4 tons. It's not that bad. But I think what I can do here to get the most out of this is put one on one side of the tracks and one on the other side of the tracks. So I'm going to say we're going to butt this up against the track as tightly as we can. 63, 64, 64. It's not necessarily bad to go lower, because it gives the other one more too. So like this one here is a 71 if I go out this far, which is pretty good. But that also means that it's going to kind of cover this one. So I think I'm going to start on this side. And we can go about, like, say, 56, 57. Let's try 61, because I think we can get that. It does let me go to 64, though. 65? If you're gonna give it to me, I'll take it. 65. No, because this other one's gonna have that source. So I'm actually content with this. I know, indecisive, right? 60. Let's go 63. 62, whatever. 62 is fine. That gives me over here, the rest of it over here to play with. So we'll say that this one has 51, 52. And it looks like, you know, I kind of want to pull it back this direction a little bit more, even though it's a little less oil, because it means less pollution. So we can go maybe 50. I'm all right with, let's move it up until it's 50. Right there, very close. 50. Now there's a little bit of oil left in here, but again, I'm trying to avoid getting too close to people. And so these will be just 2 pump jacks that are set up for this. So what I wanted to do here is we're going to set up a storage. All right. Now this is something that, no, sorry, pump first, then storage. So I normally go with a pump on these 3 because there's 3 inputs. Okay. Pumps. Normally I don't do this. I don't put a pump jack on areas here, put multiple pump jacks on areas unless I can do at least 3. And then I'll never do 4 because it's like you have to do an entirely new pump. You have to do an entirely new pump and an entirely new pipeline to get to the same distance. So I usually want to get pairs of 3s. However, these are 2. I'm not going to do a third one here. And so what we'll do is we'll have these combined with a pump. Then I'm going to put it into a tank. Then that tank will run to another pump, which will share these 2 inputs. And that leads to essentially having one underground pump that will then go under the city, have another one, and then another one, etc., under the city, all the way out to this area, so we can have more oil being brought into this area to start making our own fuel. I also want to do the same kind of assortment over here with all this oil. So what I'm going to do offline between videos is I'm going to position these how I want them. I'm going to lay out the piping and the pumps and all that stuff, and I'm trying to route it all the way through to here. And then I'm going to set up the tank assortment that's going to be for our oil processing that we'll have later into fuel. And when all of that's done, underground pipes, the pump jacks, the roads to get to them, to start making them, etc., we'll come back after I've laid that stuff out. And it should be, you know, maybe it'll be May, maybe early June or something, but we'll lay that out then. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.